I did not really start thinking about being trapped since maybe like 3 days ago, because that was such an obscure feeling to me because I was like, whatever, I can do whatever I want, you know. So being trapped is just like really senseless to me because I know that I have power over what I do, what I say, and what I think. So being trapped is literally something that I don't know. But I've realized that, you know, I've been trapped a couple of times, like a good amount of people. And that's what I want to reflect on. Like, for example, somebody can be trapped in a job, you know, and that's something that happened to me pretty recently because for those who don't know, I used to be a medical scribe and I'm currently a patient tech at different hospitals. So it was like two different hospital systems. And when I got the job as the patient tech, so the logical thing to do was to quit the medical scribe job because they're about to send us home because they don't need any scribe. Well, I'll say send me home because they don't need any scribe anymore. Because I was pretty much like the only scribe at this whole institution, to be honest. Because at some point they said no more scribes, so we're going to be using AI and robots, and that's what one of the attending that I was working with told me. And I was like, you know what? Before they actually come and talk to me and say, hey, we don't need you anymore and living without any jobs. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's start applying for all the jobs, which was a really huge thing for me to do because I generally did not have any experience beside of being a scribe. That's the only thing that I know how to do because I've been doing this like for over a year. And before that, I only worked fast food job, which was my first job actually. So it was like technically my second job being a scribe. And yeah, I started happily applying on LinkedIn. I got a good amount of rejections and I got some callback for jobs that I generally did not want to do even if I applied for them. And I also had interviews and I went to one of those interviews, and one of those interviews is the job that I currently have right now as a patient tech, and then I took it. And right now my schedule totally changed from like I had outpatient from this hospital from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I have my inpatient at the other hospital as a patient tech pretty much like any of those days, but it was from 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., which was pretty huge. And I've did two jobs for more than 3 months actually. Is that hold up, let me try to be was it June? I think it was June, right? Sure. Oh, it's September, October. Yeah, for like 4 months, maybe like 5 months. And that was really huge on me. That was really huge on me physically, mentally. And I've only realized it after I finally stepped back from the medical scribe job like last week. I've realized like how I trapped myself because I could have, you know, I could have just said, hey, you know what? No, I'm not coming anymore. And thank you for everything, but I didn't. The reason why I didn't is because I really like my attending, and I also really liked the job that I was doing as a medical scribe, even if it did not have like a really huge impact. But it did help the team, and I generally liked the team that I had to work with. And I did not want to leave them, even if I had other opportunities, and even if physically and mentally it was really demanding on my body. But yeah, so I was trapped. So that's one of the instances of somebody being trapped on a job. And I don't want to be personal, but somebody else might also be trapped on a relationship. Doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is, probably a romantic relationship, platonic relationship, and the way that you're trapped is totally different, or can kind of look the same based on whoever is analyzing like those two instances that I'm talking about right now. So like being trapped in a relationship is totally different, and the way that I think it's look, or maybe the way that it looks for me, is me putting some kind of protection on around myself, or just putting myself in a bubble and not letting anything come in or go out. And the way that I act when I on this specific scenario is there is some kind of work that I do on myself, which is crazy to me when I'm finally, out of those relationship or out of whatever it is. Because I realized that I did not internalize anything, but I just like took everything out for myself and make myself kind of like neutral and let the other person that I'm with to write everything down on me. To make it simple, I'll say like I was Okay, to make it simple, I'll say I look like this, being not in a relationship, not in anything. But as soon as I'll be in a relationship, so I'll just like take everything away. Pretty much like the identity of this, right? Or what allows you to know this is being used for this specific topic. And then I'll let the other person put his identity or her identity on me. And that's something that I realized just 2 days ago. And I was like, that's crazy because I think it happened like 2 times, and that's concerning. The reason why it's concerning is, so what if I you meet someone and then you generally like them, and then you let this specific scenario happen, and then you guys break up. So what's gonna happen to you? It's gonna take a really good amount of time to recover, if you even recover. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I just wanted to reflect on this and tell you guys, if anybody feels like this when it comes to dating someone, or I don't know, you ever feel like this for, I don't know what's the instance or the scenario is, please try to reflect and do not do that. Try to stop yourself from depriving yourself from everything that makes you you, to just please whoever you might be with. And that's an example of somebody being trapped in a relationship. And what are other instances like someone might be trapped into? Might be trapped into responsibilities. Responsibilities, I'll say, like you having multiple or giving yourself multiple responsibilities to fulfill, knowing damn well that you don't have time for them. That's something that I'm also part of or a victim of many times. But right now, I'm taking a step back to reflect and slowly started to know how to learn how to say no. So this is something that is dissipating, slowly, progressively, but still a thing. I'll say when it comes to my whole personality, says I'll just give myself responsibilities over responsibilities and then feel trapped and then cry, or just straight up don't do anything. Happens to me a couple times, but learning not to do that and to say no when there is something that I generally one, not interested into, or two, I generally won't have time to do. So I'll just say, hey, you know what, no, or not right now. Even if it's technically I should say no. Oh my god. But yeah, there's like multiple instances like someone might be trapped into that I wanted to reflect on. Thank you for listening, my friend or my friends, because I don't know how many of you guys are actually watching this, but I know a lot of you are actually watching it because like the views, it progressively goes up, and that's something that I like. I like for multiple reasons. One, because I'm being listened, because that's the only reason why I started this whole thing. Because one, I was really bored, and two, I didn't have anybody to talk to. Three, I really wanted to improve my English communication skills. So I was like, you know what, might as well just do this and then talk and progressively get better at it, which is something that I think I'm doing pretty good now. But I still have a really long way to go. And yeah, so thank you for watching and thank you for listening. I really appreciate it a lot. I will see you probably tomorrow morning and with more organized thoughts. Thank you.